Good morning everybody, thanks for tuning in and thanks for returning to the channel. This morning I'm out on the R1250RS, courtesy of Canon BMW. So let's get out there on the road and see what she's like.
So straight away, I'll tell you, it feels like a much higher position. I'm not used to sports bikes at all. First of all, I want to say that it feels strange to be turning the steering rack and the front of the bike isn't moving. What's a turning circle like on the bike? We might as well do that while we're here. So I'm quite far up, and the turning circle's fine, guys. Turning circle's really good. Quick shifter is there straight away. Quick shifter's excellent, no problems at all with that. The heated grips are on, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, the heated grips are on, they don't need to be. So we're going to turn those off. So straight away, guys, the controls are very similar to the BMW R1250R. It's a similar format, but your knees are higher up. You're not quite straight sitting as you are on the R1250R. And no problem getting up to speed at all. It's a very, very quick acceleration. There's a little bit of rumble, a little bit of vibration through the pegs, more than the R1250R, I would say, than what I've got on my bike. But overall, it's a comfortable position. It's nice, and you know, the ability to obviously wind on and accelerate, it's there instantly, as it is with the R1250R. So the riding position, it feels slightly higher up, knees slightly higher, slightly canted forward, but actually it's very comfortable, and you're not going to have any problems coming from the road bike of the R1250R to this. Just a case of getting used to it, really, I suppose. The windshield is providing some protection to my torso, but nothing to my head really as such in this position. And I'll try and put the windshield in a different position in a little while on the road, on the ride. But yeah, we are comfortable. Suspension's nice, as I'd expect. Everything feels very similar really to the R1250R. It's a nice place to be. As for the layout of the bike, the controls and everything, they're exactly the same as the R1250R, basically. Same switchgear, same positioning of all the bits and pieces that you need to use. The menus are the same. So yeah, it's a very, very nice riding position. This bike is going to handle fast roads and motorway riding, no problem at all. Cruise control on, into the 30, doing some light town driving. And I will say, I just had to shimmy a little bit there because I thought a car was going to come out, and it did move very nicely. The mirrors are very good, excellent vision, and yeah, overall it's a really nice place to be. Very nice indeed. You've got to stretch quite far forward on these to get to the mirrors. It's a slightly different configuration and a different style of mirror on this bike to the R1250R. But again, they're still very, very good mirrors. I'm not getting any blurred vision, no vibration in the mirrors, so I can see clearly at all times, which is excellent. Something that's severely underrated on motorbikes, I think, or you know, not spoken about enough, is the fact that you do need decent mirrors. Overtaking, no problem at all. Very, very nice. Very steady overtaking. Instant power, guys. It's the same engine as the R1250R, so you know, no problems there. I've only been on the bike for 15 minutes really, and it does feel a little bit more pressure on the hands, on the wrists. What's this bike like for a 6'3" rider? Absolutely fine. Plenty of room, plenty of space. My arms are well far stretched out in front of me. My knees are up slightly more than on the R, but not any kind of problem. So yeah, if you're 6'3", 6 foot, this is not going to be a problem for you at all. Really feels nice into the corners. So we've done the motorway, we've done the slow lanes. What's this bike like on the twisties? It's very good, guys. I'd go as far to say as I think it corners better. Your body's actually more expecting to lean one way or the other. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I feel. That's not good. You should turn the bike off. And the cat releases. Oh, it did. Okay, it was just sticking slightly. That's okay. So far, guys, that is a really, really familiar feel to my current bike. I'm just going to splash some fuel in. We've got about another 40 minutes before we get back to Canon BMW, before I drop the bike off. So let's go and see some other roads, shall we? One other thing that is different about this particular bike is that you can't turn the ABS off, which you could in older models. So on my model, it's a 2019 model, and you can turn the ABS off. But on this one, you can't, due to new rules and regulations. It's a safety thing, you know. I mean, I suppose, I don't know why you'd want to turn ABS off, really. And when you open her up, she goes nicely. No fuss at all. Absolutely no fuss. Just gets on with it. The seat's fine. This is the standard seat. It's quite firm, but there's no problems with that. It's a nice seat. The riding position is actually very comfortable, guys. You know, like I said before, the knees are slightly higher up, but it's still very comfortable. Now, I've been on the bike now for coming up to an hour, and it's very comfortable indeed. No problems here. So the exhaust sound is very similar to the R1250R, so it's not the most exhilarating exhaust you're going to get on a motorbike. You can get an aftermarket can, obviously, and that will change that dynamic, but with the standard can, I quite like the way it sounds, but it's not going to excite you as such. The manoeuvrability of the bike is very good. The turning circle's good. The weight ratio is good. It's got a low centre of gravity. You feel comfortable turning left, turning right into corners and around bends. This bike is very, very good indeed. It's really good. I mean, my arms are in a very relaxed position. Completely relaxed position. And it's strange because I really didn't expect much or know what to expect, to be honest, from this ride today. But I am very impressed by this motorbike. You know, I knew that the platform was excellent, but I didn't really understand what the differences would mean to me and the style that I ride. And actually, I think, you know, it makes the motorway riding easier. The cornering is more pleasurable. It's nicer cornering. And in a way, it kind of feels slimmer. I don't know what, you know, I don't think it is narrower than my bike, but it feels narrower somehow. I'm not quite sure how, but it just does. But yeah, moving in, moving out, you know, wiggling the bike to and from, it's really, really easy. Could it be my position on the bike, guys, maybe? Canted slightly forward, slightly higher, legs slightly higher? Does that lend itself to... Yeah, probably does. Lends itself to being a bit more manoeuvrable into the corners. Either way, it's really, really good. I'm very impressed. When you stop the bike and you put the side stand out for this bike, it does feel like it's dropping an awful lot further than my R1250R. So the RS... I don't know what it is, but it seems to definitely have further travel when you're when you're putting it down. And I've got this on the basic settings, really. I've not mucked about with the settings, so I'm on road mode. Plenty fast enough in road mode. You have got Dynamic and Dynamic Pro. As I've explained before in previous videos on my bike, the Dynamic is, you know, the quicker throttle response, tighter suspension, and the Dynamic Pro is where you can mix and match, and you can have, you know, the throttle response can be rain and the suspension can be, you know, stiff or whatever. But this is just road, and the suspension is in auto. But it just sits so confidently, so comfortably on the road. You've got a bend coming up and, you know, it's not a problem at all. Change down the gear, lean her in, and she's ready to just give you all the confidence and grip that you need. These are new tyres, so I won't be pushing it too much, but, you know, it's a really, really comfortable ride. Great seating position. All day comfortable, I'd say, guys, really. No problems with doing long miles on this bike. It's a very, very nice place to be. There's a phone box, look. Red phone box. And then when you want to kick on and go a bit faster, response is instant. You know, it's there instantly. The shaft drive is obviously maintenance free and it's a joy to use. It's very responsive. You don't feel any delay or lag. It's just there, which is excellent. I think more bikes should be shaft driven, really, because that effort of looking after the chain, I mean, okay, I suppose it's not too much, but it is a maintenance chore which I really don't enjoy doing. So, you know, for me personally, I wouldn't want to go back to a chain bike unless, of course, I could have more than one. And that's not the case right now, so I'm restricted to one bike, so shaft drive it is. But yeah, this really does feel like a home from home, and I've got to be honest, and I actually tell you, it feels more comfortable than my own motorbike. You know, it's really, really an excellent, excellent machine. So we're going to stop off shortly and do a walk around. There's a little spot just up here.
So here we are, guys, with the 2021 R1250RS. This is the sports touring version of the R1250R. The way she rides is absolutely excellent. Lovely into the corners, effortless up the motorway, and lots of excellent features, really. Obviously, it's got the ESA, you've got the shaft drive, you've got the excellent 1250R shift cam technology engine. The mirrors on this bike are very, very good, adjustable, and no vibration at all while I'm riding along. The seating position is slightly higher up than my naked bike, than my R1250R, but actually you get used to it very quickly, and it's a very pleasant place to be. I'm 6'3" and no problems at all in getting a comfortable position, and I think she would be all day comfortable, no problems at all. So I don't know what you think, but obviously leave me your comments. You can see the shaft drive there down to the bottom right, the gold brakes, and the cockpit is slightly different looking with regards to how my bike looks. This is your position as you sit on the bike, and it's very, very comfortable. You've got the keyless ride, that worked earlier, put some fuel in, no problems at all. A little bit sticky, I think the lid was, but that was fine. The fuel cap, it was stuck for a moment, but that was fine. And then the menu, the switch gear, everything is as it is really on my R1250R. So you've got your heated grips, your modes, your start button there. You obviously got the modes, the suspension, your lights, your daylight running lights, cruise control, and your switch gear here for your indicators and your horn. There's the horn. So yeah, basically, you know, apart from the way that it is more of a sports tourer, it's a very, very similar feel. It looks very similar, it rides very similar, but actually it's better into the corners. The quick shifter is lovely straight off the bat, no problems at all, works a dream. And yeah, overall it's an excellent bike, a really, really good machine. So you've got the LED running lights, which are just here towards the bottom, and they look really nice, don't they? They're flickering on the video, but they're not flickering in real life. But yeah, so you've got the running lights there. And the this is manually adjustable apparently. So you just give it a pull and it goes up. So that's the up position, and that's what I've been riding around with. Let's try the down position now. You just literally push and that's it. There's no buttons or anything else. It's literally just pull up, push down, which is interesting. So that's in the lower position now. I hope you've enjoyed this walk around, and it's given you a decent idea as to whether this bike would be something you'd be willing to consider. Definitely, if you're coming off of any other Boxer engine bike, this is something that you would want to consider. It's an excellent bike, lovely into the corners. Nothing negative to say about it really, to be honest with you guys. So I'm going to take a ride back to Canon BMW now, over in Witham. So hand her back over and we'll see what it's like riding in that lower position.
Yeah, so it's been very, very quick to get used to this bike, to get used to how she feels, how she rides. Very quickly becomes part of the furniture, really, which is lovely. So I have got the screen, as I said, in the lower position now, and I can feel the air a lot more. So yeah, do yourself a favour guys, if you are thinking of getting a sports tourer, this should definitely be on your list of trying. You know, take a test ride on this, because otherwise you'll be missing out. It's as simple as that really. I mean, it's a BMW, it's very tidily put together, the mirrors are excellent, you know, all the wires are tidy, everything's logically laid out. You know, there's no thinking involved really. Once you get on the bike, everything is quite intuitive. You know, it's where you expect it to be, and it behaves in a way that, you know, if you want to go quick, it will do that for you. If you want to take it easy, it will do that for you also. You know, there's nothing difficult about this bike. It's very, very easy to ride, which is just, you know, the similarities to the R1250R. The platform is just, you know, it's a brilliant platform, and that's obviously why they've carried it through with this bike, with the R1250R and the Boxer engines all through the range. You know, I've not tried the 9T or the GS, but I will over the coming months. I'll be back to Canon BMW and I'll be trying out some different bikes. So there'll be more on the way, guys. Big tick BMW, good job on this bike. I know it's been out for a while. I mean, this is the new model, but the only thing that's really new on this is that you can't turn the ABS off. I don't think there's any other real revisions. So overall, guys, in conclusion, I think this is a really excellent choice. It's a lovely motorbike, easy to ride, straight off the bat. Motorway, country lanes, in town. You know, it's just, it does everything you want it to do. It inspires you with confidence. It doesn't feel like there's too much effort going on for you to do anything in particular. Overtaking manoeuvres easy, turning around, slow moves, no problems. You know, the bike just does exactly what you expect it to, really. And if you're used to this BMW format with the Boxer engine, if you've been on a Boxer in the last sort of, you know, 3 or 4 years, this isn't going to throw any surprises at you. This is pretty much exactly what you expect from BMW. But it really is a wonderful riding experience.
So guys, I just want to say thanks very much for coming along with me today on the ride. It's been a lovely experience taking the R1250RS out for a spin. We've covered all the roads really that I would normally cover, and the bike's stood up absolutely superbly. So a great machine really, absolutely brilliant. Once again, big thanks to Canon BMW in Witham, and to Jazz, who has let me take the bike out today. I'm just turning in now to take the bike back. So big thanks to all of you guys, and yeah, very much hope to see you again soon on the next video.